we have this very bad habit in film industry, um, where where to just cover up our lazy, sloppy, and not good leadership is by saying, "Well, this is just military. I just tell you what to do, and you do it, or you die." And that's just not true. And actually, if military people would know that we are doing that, they would say we are mocking them. Um, so let's talk a little bit about modern day military leadership and why us saying that is not true and just mocking them and just covering up our bad leadership. So, I think I've mentioned before that there are a whole bunch of great modern military leadership books. And one of them is called Extreme Ownership: How US Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willing and Leif Babin. I'm sorry, I'm horrible at pronouncing names. Um, Extreme Ownership. So, I think if methodologies are good enough for US Navy SEALs leaders, maybe it can be good enough for us in film industry? Question mark, exclamation mark. So let's just dive in. So these people work in extremely high pressure and high stake environments. I mean, it's their job is literally a matter of life and death. And mm, so I'm a vegetarian, not vegan, but vegetarian. I'm all for world peace, and I'm not a huge fan of military, but we could say that people risking their own lives for causes that at least they believe to be true and honest and good. I mean, we cannot take their credit away from them for that. Um, and we in film industry tend to act as if what we do is a matter of life and death. But let's be honest, it's not. It's not brain surgery. It's not protecting anyone. It's not. It's just our boasted egos. Um, so we end up as leaders really not taking any ownership for our behaviors and decisions and acts. And now these people who wrote the book called Extreme Ownership, Navy SEAL leaders, talk about in the book that the leader's responsibility is to take ownership for everything that their team did. Now, in film industry, we have this really bad habit of trying to look for the guilty and prosecute the guilty when something goes astray. And our environment is really like a military operation. So I give you that. That's a good comparison. And while I don't think that we cannot learn anything from corporate environments, I really do think we can learn a lot from in field of teamwork and leadership from corporate environments. Let's look into the similarities in the military environment then. So, um, the authors of the book say, I mean, bring this example up, where there was a scenario where there was a fight, there was shooting. One person already died, another one injured, and one of the leaders realized that it was friendly fire. They were fighting people they are not supposed to be fighting. And so they stopped. after realizing that. And of course, that was a huge mistake. Like misplacing a battery on set is nothing compared to that. Or bringing the wrong type of milk in the producer's coffee is really not nothing comparable to that. Why we usually tend to act as if it was. So that's again mocking people, in my opinion, that's mocking people who are really risking their lives for a good reason, or at least what they believe in as a good reason or good cause. So, or the greater good. So, what happened after this horrible mistake? Well, the leader of the team took complete ownership for the fault. They were not trying to find the guilty and prosecute the guilty. They said, okay, this is completely my fault because I was not leading my team properly. Probably I was not giving them enough resources. Probably I was not listening to them enough. Probably they didn't feel safe enough to share crucial information with me, or we were not working enough on the standard operating procedures, SOPs. Is it standard operation or operating procedures? Anyway, something like that. And a whole bunch of things like that. So me as a leader screwed it up. It's not their own fault. And of course, it's a brave act, and the interesting thing is what they realized is this an act like this was inspiring for the leaders of that leader, and inspiring to other leaders, and inspiring for the team, and it led to a whole bunch of great outcomes. Now, we in film industry have this really funny 7 stages of film production meme. If you don't know it, I will read it out loud now. Stage 1, wide enthusiasm. Stage 2, total confusion, which again has a lot to do with leadership and teamwork skills. Stage 3, utter despair. Stage 4, search for the guilty. Stage 5, prosecution of the innocent. Stage 6, promotion of the incompetent. Stage 7, distribution of t-shirts. And this meme is funny because it's true, and it's funny because it's sad. This is a really, really good example. All film industry, any film industry people, if you show this to them, will laugh about this because this is true. And it's funny because it's true, and it's funny because it's sad that us in film, we are horrible in teamwork and leadership. And now stage 4 is searching for the guilty, and stage 5, prosecution of the innocent. That's what we're talking about here. Extreme ownership. That's no ownership. That's just bad leadership. So what can we do to not be like that? Well, first of all, it's important to know that even if you think you are not doing that, you still might be doing that mistake. I know I have been when I was leading teams in film production environments, and it's good to know that it's really difficult to catch yourself making these leadership mistakes or team working mistakes, and it's really easy to see these mistakes in other people. So first of all, I really suggest that you look into yourself and try to listen to some feedback. And yeah, it's about ego. Your own ego, other people's ego. And we have to be willing to learn and accept other people's ideas and own our mistakes. And act like a grown-up, which we are doing horrible in the film industry. These things are learnable skills. Um, Unfortunately, we really tend to think in talents in film industry, but it's actually about all of these skills, these human-to-human skills, soft skills, leadership skills, communication skills, etc., can be learned. And if we see people who are just intuitively good at this, that doesn't mean they were born like this. What it means is they were in an environment, maybe it was family, maybe it was friends, maybe it was colleagues, maybe it was schooling, where they had a chance to see a good example, a good pattern. They had a chance to practice that. They had a chance to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And so get better and better and better at those skills like leadership and communication and teamwork, and the list goes on. We can do the same. Anyone can learn these skills. It's just a matter of effort. So we have to practice these skills, and it's not easy. We are going to make mistakes. I love this really funny belief in film industry that we are not supposed to make mistakes. We are supposed to make everything perfect. Well, you are just dumb, my friend, if you're thinking that. Sorry for saying that, but that's true. It doesn't mean you have to remain dumb. It means that if you change your mindset to thinking that, okay, I am dumb. Now what do I do to not remain dumb? You have to make mistakes. If you start making mistakes and learn from the mistakes and learn to listen to feedback, and of course some feedback is not actual feedback, it's just trying to hurt you, but that's a different topic. You have to learn from those and practice those. So you have to practice leadership skills. Now, where was I? I think I got a bit further away from what I was saying. Sorry, I'm just like that. So, yeah, we have to learn to let go of our own ego and listen to other people. We have to learn how to make it safe for the team to tell things to us. We have to learn how to help an underperformer perform better. Just telling, oh, perform better, is not helping them. That's just being lazy as a leader. You as a leader have the responsibility to help someone develop new skills. And if you know nothing about how to help people developing their skills, then your responsibility is to learn that skill, to how to help other people develop skills, basically teaching. And when you start learning those skills, you will realize that just telling them that they're wrong and just telling them that they should be doing things perfectly is just not how human brains and nervous systems function. So it's not actually helping them, it's doing the opposite. And you have to be a role model for them. So if you are not owning your mistakes, they will be trying to find the guilty outside of themselves if they make some mistakes. So this 7 stages of film production meme is really showing us what we are doing wrong in film industry. And we are usually we are just blaming this whole thing on like a military setup and mindset, and this is military leadership. No, it's not. It's bad leadership. And of course, for military, which is an organization who keeps working with the same people again and again and again and again, and they have a budget for learning psychology and learning leadership and teaching leadership and gaining insights in leadership, us freelancers, of course, we are behind on it because we don't have an organization who would help us with that. We work with different people each time, and we have a different organization above our heads each time, and it's that organization of course, is not incentivized to help us develop good leadership, which is actually kind of a broken system, because if we become good leaders and good teams, that will save production companies boatloads of time and money. I'm just saying that, looking at you, production companies. But this is not how the system works at this moment. And of course, we cannot expect companies paying money for these kind of things just out of the blue. So instead, it's our own. We have to take ownership and start developing our teamwork and leadership skills as freelancers in the film industry. So it's tough, but when we just blame our bad leadership on that kind of leadership being military leadership, that's just not true. Please read these books. There is this one called The Extreme Ownership that I was talking about. Just Google them, they will come up. The other one is called, I think, It's Your Ship, or the title is something like that. And you will see that modern military leaders figured out how to have a motivated team that's working like an oiled machine, where the risks or the stakes are life and death, and not just having a bad coffee or being 1 minute late on shooting and minor things like that. Sorry, filmmakers. I'm one of you, of course, but I have to say, we are not saving lives. We are creating art, which is, of course, it's important. People learn from what we create. People gain new experiences through the pieces of art we create. And it helps them deal with grief. It helps them deal with sorrow. It helps them be motivated. It helps them to stay entertained, but it's not brain surgery. It's not a matter of life and death. So we are mocking these people when we say our bad leadership is just military leadership. No, please learn from these people who are really risking their lives for good causes, or at least what they believe to be good causes. All right, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. It was kind of a rant as well. Most of my content is a rant as well. Because just other industries are so much ahead of us. And of course, we freelancers have a more difficult time to gain these skills and learn about these. But this is what my project is doing, to spread knowledge about these skills. Because this is important. It will make our lives so much better, our jobs so much easier and less stressful, and even our outside of job life, as if there was anything like that. That's just a legend. But even our lives outside of our jobs will be thankful, like family life and loved ones and friends. We'll be thankful for that, because we will be less stressed out. And most of these skills are actually translatable to family life and a lot of other types of things in our lives. So, and of course, our careers will be so much further ahead if we are better leaders. So there are only benefits in learning this. So I highly recommend doing this. So if you like this piece of content or resonate with it, check out my other content. I hope you will find those useful. And if you have questions, experiences, ideas, share them with me, because this should be an industry-wide discussion. I'm trying to start discussions on these topics, because it's going to benefit the whole industry. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Hope to connect with you soon and again. And the most important thing is, in life, the most important thing is just to have a great day. So you have a great day, and see you soon. Bye-bye.